Alrighty guys, welcome back to the TheCombustionGamer YouTube channel. Am I channeling this through? Okay, yes I am. And the return of the Biff. So welcome back guys. So last time we had the DNF at Mid-Ohio. That was surprising. Seeing as how I didn't know you could do that. But that is nice, that is realism, and I like realism. Because you cannot win every race, and your car cannot look like a smushed up dill pickle and still be able to win the race or finish. That is not realistic, so I'm very glad that they got that fixed. That is nice. Ooh, that car looks good from the top angle. That was... Ooh. Okay, so we got Greg Biffle's new Mac Tours Freightliner Flexio Mechanics Wear, etc. Flame Job number 16 Roush Fenway Mustang. Looks good, and we're taking it to New Hampshire. So without further ado, let's go racing. So we're back at New Hampshire, which is another one of those tracks that I'm not very good at, but we'll see what we can do. Alrighty here. Let's see, I'm gonna check the setup here. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the front end. Do-do-do, 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 do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Alrighty. Looks good to me. Once again, we're going to skip qualifying, work from the back as normal. Just because that is fun to do. I like giving myself a challenge. So, ooh, I saw the guaranteed rate car there. That was sweet looking. I like that paint scheme on Ryan Newman's car. So, alrighty. We are started already. We're diving in. Car feels good, a lot better than the Mid-Ohio travesty that is game physics. Nice, yep. Car feels good. So, we are good to go for 75 laps, give or take a few for pit stops. So, let's see, we should be able to go through this entire stage without a pit stop, so that'll be good. Tires may become an issue, so we'll have to watch that. As usual, we'll be looking at what our strategy is going forward, how the car feels, and etc. for the first two stages, and then we will send it up to those guys in the booth for their colored commentary. Because they're color commentators. Not really sure why they got that name. That's kind of weird. Comedy commentators, that would work. Huh. Usually it is pretty good comedy, so I don't know. Yeah, why didn't they get the name of comedy commentators? That's kind of interesting. Why are things the way they are? Always a good question to ask yourself. Sometimes the answer may surprise you, or just frighten you. But you should always question things. It's always a good idea. You say, why is that? Because everything is never as it always seems. As we go 3 wide here with the Roush Fenway boys. Haha! That is awesome. And that guaranteed rate car is awesome looking. As I go up to the wall. So I can draw back, look at it. Oh, look at that guaranteed rate. That is a cool looking car. I do like that paint scheme. Looks nice. Daniel Suarez, get off of me! Well, actually, I think it was more if I was on you, so either way. Either way, we need to stop rubbing fenders and move on. Come on, Ryan, get past me. There we go. Oh, look at the car. Look at the car! I like the new Kohler generators paint scheme that he's going to be running for the I think it's the 500, but I think it's also an anchor sponsor. I'm not sure what that means. I know what a primary sponsor is, and I know what the main sponsor and all that, but I've never heard of an anchor sponsor. Once you think you figured out how the sponsorships work in NASCAR, they come up with a new sponsor, and it's like, what and huh? Gets rather confusing, but that is a very nice car right there. I really do like that paint scheme. And luckily the Oscar Mayer paint scheme is still coming, and that's a cool looking car. I like how that one looks. We'll be sure to grab the die casts when available. Alrighty, cool. So we have now hit our peak, and we are now fighting side by side with Cole Custer here. Alrighty, something needs to happen with the suspension, so I need to pay attention to that. Hold on. So let's see. Tires. Okay, we get where the tires are, so let me see how the car feels in the turn here. Alright, we need to loosen the car up. It's too tight, so I forget which way I need to go with the wedge, but I will figure it out. But yeah, definitely a wedge adjustment because the car is too tight entering the corners for me. So I need to work on that. Other than that, car's handling pretty good. A little bit looser than I like. In excuse me. Wow, where did that come from? A little bit looser on the straights than I like, which I'm not sure what's causing that. As we push the gunner past our current champion, Chase Elliott. Good on you, mate. Also, congratulations on your energy drink sponsorship. Good for you. Got sponsored by Adrenaline, so pretty good energy drinks. Not my favorite. There was one that was pretty good. I don't remember which flavor that was, but Adrenaline is not bad, but it's not the best either. It's kind of a... Depending on which flavor you get, it leaves you like a diet soda taste in your mouth, which is a really sour diet soda taste in your mouth. But initially the taste is really good. I think they got something going, but I think they need to take another whack at the recipe to really make it taste good. It has a very weird aftertaste. But I remember there was one flavor where they got it just right and it was really good, but I don't remember which flavor that was. But yeah, they're doing pretty good for their start into the energy drink business. So good for them. I don't know how long they've been around. I think they're pretty new though, from what I remember. But they're new to down here in Florida, anyways, because I think the first time we got them was March of last year, maybe April, somewhere in there is when they started popping up. So thinking they're newer than majority, but I'm not sure. Still have yet to see Rowdy Energy down here in the state of Florida, so waiting for those to hopefully hit the stores down here. That would be nice. Definitely some good stuff. Got some new flavors that I haven't been able to try, so definitely want to try out Mr. Rowdy's newest flavors. That'll be good. Alright, so I figured out what the handling issue was that I was entering the... Oh, good night! Good night! So let's see here. Let's so we're taking out the gas, and look at this. It goes right to the wall. Alright, I've got to figure out the setup because I gotta fix that. I do not want that. That is annoying. I think I gotta equalize the tire pressure. It's like I should not be turning right when I brake. That is just ridiculous. Alright, so we gotta work on that. Fuel's looking good, so impressive. Yeah, I keep turning into the guys. Okay, so back to where we were though. The turning issue is based upon me not slowing down soon enough for the turn, as my car continues to turn right. And no, it is not the controller. That is weird. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so we're gonna leave it straight. Okay, so as long as I don't really hit the whatchamacallit brake, it seems to work out pretty good. And I gotta remember too is that I can DNF, so I've gotta stop hitting things because that's not gonna help me out. But there's no reason for me to be turning right when I hit the brakes. I should not be turning right. Anyways, we're gonna get a top 10 finish here in 7th. Very nice, very nice. Cool, cool, cool. Some good points. Who do we got here? Oh, pretty good batch of guys. Okay, so I've got to work on this here. Let's see. Oh, that is why. I need to equalize these tire pressures a little bit. Bring these up so that there's not as much of a difference. And that will help to some extent with that. Okay, so we're going to fix damage. Yep. And we lose 2 spots, but hey, you know what? Whatever. Not bad, so. Alrighty. All feels good. We got 21 laps of fuel on a 25 lap stage, so everyone will have to pit minus a caution, so we will have to look at that. Here in the top 5. Okay, that's better. That's better. We did not suddenly turn right for no explicable reason. Very good. That's what we're wanting. Got Alex Bowman here. Hello. Did pretty good in the 2.4 hours over Le Mans at the Freedom Factory. He did a pretty good job racing there. I think he won his stage of the race, so good on you, mate. You know how to drive a Crown Vic. And if you have not seen that race, you can check it out on the TheCombustionGamer YouTube channel. Watch Alex Bowman race at the Freedom Factory with Larry McReynolds as the announcer. So that was a very, very fun race to watch. So check that out. Worth your while if you need some racing action. Zowski really fighting out here on the edge. I cannot hold the turn. Maybe we do need a wedge adjustment. I'll have to look at that. Let's see here. Trying to get past Bowman on the outside. Not going to work. Crosses back over. There's some draft. Dive under. Oh, we got Martin Truex Jr. as the new leader. Very good. Went right into the wall. Oh, hello. Someone did something. That's where that instant replay would be nice. So hopefully 2021 we can fix that, you know, instant replay. So as soon as a wreck happens or something, we can see that. That'd be nice. Just saying, be kind of cool. Let's check out the paint scheme here. Ooh, yeah, look at that paint scheme. Look at that paint scheme. And Brad Keselowski has taken the lead. New lead change there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Knew someone was to my outside, so. That car feels pretty good. I'm not very consistent. That is one thing that is for sure. So, but on this track, I've never really been that consistent with these turns. Just never been that good with them. So that's definitely not helping me here. But some good racing. I definitely like it. So I got the AI and my handling settings right where I kind of want them. Where it's like it's not super easy to keep the lead or to get into the lead, so I really do like where the settings are at. It's a nice, good, really good challenge. But I'm also not running in the back, which is also nice because that's just frustrating. So good balance, good balance. Doing really good there in that, so I like it. I like what we got here. The moment is really good night and back to the wall. Doing that brake and you slide to the right. It's like, how does a car slide to the right when you apply the brakes? That does not make sense. And well, actually no, it does make sense, because you only have brakes working on one side. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now. Okay, so now we know what's going on. Is that we've been running with only one side of brakes this entire race. Or at least until the brakes get heated up, and then only one side of the brakes is applying. There we go. Okay, so we have now figured out whatever the weird physic that causes this. We have now figured out the corresponding mechanical issue that could actually make that realistic. So very good. I'm glad I figured that out. That will help me out in my in the furtherance of my existence. That will help me out. It is kind of nice to be able to come up with a real-world solution for why the game is acting weird, and it's like, that would be it. Because if you only have one side being the right side of your brakes applying to your discs, and the other side is not applying, well, one side of your car is going to be going faster than the other, which will then make your car swerve towards the wall. So that's nice, and we figured that out. Alright, so these guys are really doing good. They are. They know what they're doing there. Let's see, so we will probably come next few laps. You gotta get some gas, and we're gonna have to take tires as well. There we go. Alright, so we got the hang of that corner right there. That was good, but can we repeat that? Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Nice, okay, so we have taken the lead. Nice, okay. Yeah, well, guys are slowing up for whatever reason. Side-by-side battle back there. Good night! Back to the wall again. Every time I let off the throttle and hit the brakes a little bit, go right to the wall. Weird. Weird, 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 weird. So we're definitely going to have to talk about to the car builder about that one, because this is not a helpful setup to be working when only one side of brakes is applying. Makes cornering very difficult when you're trying to turn left and your car is braking towards the right. Very unhelpful. Alright, so look at that. Got 6 laps from. Oh, good. Ooh, okay. Time for some fuel saving then. Yeah, we're gonna watch our laps here, but we are going into fuel saving mode so we can make it to the end of the stage here. If we can make it to the end of the stage, why not? Not sure if anyone else can, but if we can, hey, that will work out beautifully. So we're gonna work on that. Didn't realize how close I was gonna be. That's actually pretty amazing. So let's see, yeah. Wow, okay. So we will work on saving some fuel here. I really didn't think we were gonna be able to make that. It was like 22 laps of fuel with 25 laps in the stage. I was like, usually you don't make that, but must have been saving somewhere. Got cars coming down pit road, so that's going to be going on for the next few laps more than likely. Got that tire overheating there towards the right a little bit. Not terrible, but not good either. We're trying to save as much fuel as we can here. And we should be able to do that pretty well. As more cars continue to come down pit road. So, good strategy. I like the strategy. And there we go. The leaders are down. Very nice. We got a few of these guys are still staying out here. Nothing really important there, as we should be able to get that back here in a little bit. We'll wait till the last lap to hit back to full power. Well, we can give a little more power here. Not a whole lot though. Alright, I bet he's gonna pit here. And he doesn't. Okay, so we need to go here. It's go time. Want that stage win. Luckily we have the fuel. Don't have much of a tire left. Typical. And he's pitting. And we lost that front tire. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? Okay. Alright, stage win in the books. Wow, that was... Kurt Busch was not going to pit there, so had to keep moving. Alright, so stage win, rather surprisingly. So very nice result there, like that. Alright, so we got a pit here, gotta get tires, and we're gonna leave everything where it is because the car's working. It's working fine, so we will work with that. Alright, so let's see how many people are pitting here. Oh, a lot of people a lap down. So, a lot of people that will not be pitting. We'll see if they get that lap back. Alrighty, so we are now in the 14th position. Not bad, but not great either. And I'm not sure how many people are a lap down or not. So, that's an interesting question. Alright, and we move. Alright, 21 laps remaining. 21 laps of fuel remaining. we'll see how many laps we have to go as we come back to the flag. And 26 laps remaining, so about the same amount of laps as the last time. Oh, but now I remember where it changed though. We had a caution. Now I remember, so we had a caution, so that's what threw off the last strategies. That's why we got so close. Okay, so that's where that happened. Okay, cool. I forgot about that. So we had a caution in the second stage, and etc. Very good, very good. Alright, so probably 1 pit stop, 4 tires, you know the drill. So we'll send it up to the booth for the commentating special and see what they have to say today. Alright everyone, welcome back to the NASCAR race at New Hampshire Speedway. We are underway here in the 3rd stage with only a few laps remaining, possibly 1 pit stop to go, and the racing has been fascinating. We've had 2 different stage winners so far in the race. Kyle Busch has remained in the top 10 for the most part and has been staying up there rather consistently. We also had Greg Biffle, who had to work his way all the way from the back due to some spec issues, but luckily he is back up in the front and has been consistently running in the top 10. We also have him being the stage winner of stage 2, so excellent job for him. But he's continued to have handling issues that have seemed to have plagued him since the Mid-Ohio road course, where he had a terrible wreck where his car was DNF'd. So very terrible, having to work back through that. But so far he's done pretty well, even with the same issues seeming to plague the car. We go to Bill for more information on that. Bill, what's going on? Well, what we got here is some very interesting problems going on with that number 16 Roush Fenway car sponsored by Mac Tools. The main issue is brakes. He's had a terrible time with those brakes. The brakes seem to be only applying on the right side as the run continues, as the brakes heat up. And so that's really causing him to go towards that outside wall as you see there. That's really not helping him when he applies the brakes. It just sends him right on into that wall. Has quite a bit of damage on the side. Luckily nothing mechanical has broken yet, but as you can see, it sends him right out into the turn, and then he has to cut back. So really that's not been helping him with lap consistency throughout the race, and has been really causing a lot of issues. So definitely a lot of talk back and forth between him and the crew chief on the box. I can tell you one thing, that the car builder and the car chief, they're going to have some very interesting meetings and conversations headed into next week's race. Thank you, Bill. We also send it down to our pit reporter to get some information on what is going on in the pits. What do we got? Well, what we got is Kurt Busch stayed out in that last stage, did not pit like the majority of the other drivers did, leading up to the finishing of stage 2. So that's really changed up some strategy there. And he could potentially have a little bit more fuel than the rest of the field. So pit strategy is going to be a little bit interesting as we go on into this run. Because without a caution, there's definitely going to be quite a lot of pitting that will have to happen. Potentially, some of those guys who pitted earlier on in stage 2 could have to pit twice for at least some gas. More than likely, everyone has to pit once for a set of tires, as we will be seeing, unless someone does some very interesting pit strategy and does right sides, which would be a fascinating development, which I'm looking for, because my entire existence and point of being on this broadcast is to have someone do something really amazing or really stupid so that I can have more airtime and so I can earn my paycheck. Thank you. Yes, man in the pits. Thank you very much. On that note, we're going to send it to our team who is nowhere near the racetrack and has absolutely no experience with NASCAR racing in general, and we're going to have them talk about today's race. Let's send it on back to who's in that booth right now. Buford. Yes, we'll send it back to Buford. Big Buford, what's going on? Well, yes, as you can see by the racing that's going on right now, Greg Biffle, obviously, coming from the back of the field is an amazing feat, worthy of absolutely no mention whatsoever from me. But what is fascinating is Kyle Busch, who started in the front of this race, and who has stayed in the front of this race. That is absolutely remarkable. Because obviously a car that starts in the front of the race shouldn't stay in the front of the race, but should rather fall back. So just his driving ability to be able to work through the field, which obviously if you're in the front there is no field, there's only open racetrack. But my point is that he is absolutely amazing. And I am not at this moment wearing a Rowdy Energy hat at all. There is no Rowdy Energy hat or t-shirt upon my person at this time, and absolutely no reason for me to giving the man driving the number 18 pedigree car any praise whatsoever, even though I think I just did. But let's move on from there. We also have the other brother, the Kurt of the Bushes, who has also been in the front and has remained in the front, which is also very fascinating. I mean, the story of Martin Truex Jr. being able to overcome multiple issues on pit road to be able to be in the top 4, I mean, that's not worthy of any mention whatsoever. But it is fascinating that both of the Busch brothers are both who absolutely adore energy drinks, as we can tell by their associated sponsors. Just how amazing they are. I mean, if you have the name of Bush as your last name, you are just incredible. You are the most amazing people. Okay, I think we get the point. Yes, so that was some fascinating intake there, Buford. Let's get back to the race, shall we? And talk about pit stops, which will be coming up very shortly. Over to you, Bill. Well, Reyes, we've got pit stops, which should be starting here any moment, as my colleague has said. Yeah, so this should be pretty interesting. Obviously, during Buford's, I'm not sure what that was, actually. But whatever he was doing, we have Kyle Busch, who has taken the lead and is now proceeding to lap the, I believe these are lapped cars of the field. And so doing a very good job, I must say, being able to have a very long fight with his brother there. It was actually pretty fascinating to watch. And I wish I could have listened to it during like a segment of Crank It Up or something. I think it would have been more enjoyable that way, instead of having to listen to Buford's something. Yes. And we now see Greg Biffle getting past Kyle Busch, albeit that is in traffic up, and you see the brake issue pop up once again there as he almost slid into, I believe that's Joey Gase. Right there. That definitely was not going to be helpful. But yes, pit stops will be happening here in short order, I must say. We already have 2 cars that are down. I would definitely say that you're going to see Greg Biffle be one of those cars here in the next lap. And you say, why is that? Because he is having a lot of issues with those brakes, so if he can get those cooled down, that will help him out. Matt DiBenedetto not having a good day whatsoever here. Definitely a pity for him. David Reagan, of course, not having much of a race here at all. And you see Greg Biffle coming on down to pit road. Alright, so he doesn't need a whole lot of fuel, but he is going to need those tires. I would suggest that he's going to take all 4 tires, because that's really going to help him out in the long run. Yeah, so Greg Biffle is down. Let's send it down to our man in the pits. Alright, so we have Greg Biffle is in. They are taking 4 tires, quick splash of fuel, looking pretty good down here. You can see those 5 beautiful lug nuts that crown the wheel and give them their majesty. They are on the tires and on the wheels. Greg Biffle is suddenly spinning. I am not sure what just happened there. Crash! As he is suddenly hit by another car. I do not know what just happened. Honestly, even though we're right here in the booth, I couldn't really tell what happened there either. Greg Biffle just suddenly spun. I'm hoping that does not mean he has a loose wheel, although the car is shaking rather violently. That is not a good sign for Greg Biffle in the Roush Fenway car, as he continues to shake rather violently around the turn. Look at that. That is not a good sign whatsoever. I am concerned about that. Did they get all of those beautiful and majestic 5 lug nuts onto the wheels? It would be a shame if we went to like a 1 lug nut system where you could never have something so dramatic and amazing like this ever happen. I mean, that would just be a catastrophe. But, definitely not what Greg Biffle was hoping to see, coming out as the car continues to shake rather violently towards the wall. I'm wondering if one of those calipers that we've been talking about has gotten loose in the assembly, is what I'm thinking. What do you think, Bill? Definitely a possibility. I don't know how how these pieces are integrated, honestly. I've never been under a car, but I would guess you're right. But yeah, that is pretty violent shaking there as he goes around the turns. I'm rather concerned about that myself. So he's in the 7th position, definitely good, but from leading to the spin to damaging the front end and that violent shaking as he goes around, crew chief has told him to stay out, I hear. So whatever it is, obviously they must think they can work through it. But look at that violent shaking as he goes around. That is pretty terrible there. I am not sure what to make of that, other than some catastrophe about to happen. We have seen quite a few of I don't know what you call it. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called there, Bob, but it's the thing that the wheel sits on, and the wheel assembly. Yeah, we've seen quite a few of those, now that I remember what it's called, break off in the last few years. Definitely seeming like a lot of pressure due to the downforce on these cars, causing a lot of stress to those parts. I'm wondering if we're seeing a slow wheel assembly failure, as he continues to bounce very harshly across the pavement. Rather concerning, I must say. Well, yes, well, as we can say right now, though, is that he will finish in 7th. So a good finish for sure, but definitely disappointing for him as he gives David Reagan. I'm not sure, is David Reagan part of the issue? I don't remember them racing that hard, so either way, Greg Biffle will finish in 7th. Disappointing compared to his first place where he pitted at, so that is very disappointing there. But yeah, something with that right side suspension definitely failed, and that cost him the win today at New Hampshire. But we do congratulate Montrex Jr. for his win, and we'll see you next week. Alrighty guys, so that was surprising and disappointing finish. I'm not really sure what happened coming out of pit lane, but that was terrible. And then as you saw, the car was really bouncing hard on the right side through the turns, so that was kind of weird. But anyways, 7th, not bad, so I definitely liked the challenge, and that was challenging, so that was fun. I enjoyed that, so alrighty guys, we're going to sign it off there. We are going to Richmond next week, so that will be fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you here next time with another episode of Return of the Biff.